You said you didn't really know where this place was. What surprised you about being here? What has kind of excited you about being here for this couple of days?
Yeah, I was most shocked when I heard about there's a volcano, and not really sure about that yet. But no, I thought that was cool. The weather here is, like I said, is really cool, and just kind of be able to experience just the city of Seattle and really how clean it is with all the green trees and everything. We thought that was really cool.
Kade, when we talked to you right after getting drafted, you mentioned that Logan Gilbert had already reached out to you. Have you gotten a chance to further connect with him or any of the other starting pitchers within the rotation? And if not, what are you looking forward to about those conversations here during your visit?
Yeah, there's been actually a lot of guys that have reached out. I was in the pool the other day right before I got to Seattle, and Kyle Riley reached out, which right now is probably the coolest guy in the league to get a text from. And just really kind of I'm excited to learn from the other guys as well about kind of how they go about their business, and especially just learning from and meeting the new guys in the rotation and also the guys in the pen. And I feel like there's something to learn from every player, and just the ability to kind of pick up on things that others bring to the table is super exciting.
On that note, one of your opponents from the SEC last year, Durangelo Sancho, he was drafted in the first round. Have you had a chance to reach out to him about his experience, currently being in the farm system?
No, I haven't been able to reach out to him yet. But when he played us last year, he pitched and he beat us. So I'm glad he's on our side now. Really cool player to watch. Obviously, he's really unique to the game of baseball, and just the ability to, like I said, learn from other guys and pick up on things is something that is the best part about playing baseball.
And when you were drafted, we asked you a little bit about your arsenal, and it seems like this last year, the slider was just a huge improvement for you. Just going into this year, what was kind of the key thing for you to improve on that, and what was that process like?
Yeah, I think the first thing you think about in pitching is just commanding the strike zone. And being able to throw 4 pitches for strikes is something that makes your life a lot easier as a pitcher. And just dominating the strike zone, I think it just all goes back to that, and just having that mentality of you're the better guy, and just living in the zone.
Kade, right here in the back. You mentioned Logan a little bit. Just knowing this organization's resume in developing pitchers and college pitchers and all of that, how much confidence do those other names and the people that have gone before you in that resume, how much confidence does that give you in terms of your ability to maximize your talent here in Seattle?
Yeah, just obviously there's been so many guys that come out of that are homegrown players that come out of Seattle and now are all-stars like Brian Wu, and guys like that. You already know what the Mariners are all about, just in the player development. But to kind of see the success, it obviously helps your confidence as well. And but I believed in the Mariners as soon as they picked me, honestly, and they gave me that chance to be a Mariner. So.
Kade, we were able to be in the draft room on the night that you were chosen, and I think maybe one of the happiest people in that room was Andy McKay. You talked a little bit about how he reminded you of Coach Yeskie, who's someone we know here in the Northwest who, obviously has a long tenure at OSU. Can you talk a little bit more about your relationship with Andy and that way that he does remind you of Coach Yeskie?
Yeah, hard question. I think that there's a lot of similarities between LSU and the Mariners pitching kind of mindset wise, and he was actually the only guy that came to my house before the draft, and he was one of those guys that really kind of sold me on what the Mariners were all about. And just like I said, I think the mentality that the pitchers kind of the pitching development bring to the table is something that for me is something that I picked up on, and just having that ability to I'm already used to Coach Yeskie and what he brings to the table. So to have someone like that in the back of my head is something that's really cool. Really is.
Kade, what do you recall about draft day and when you heard your name picked as the third pick overall in the draft? What was your reaction and being with your family?
Yeah, that's the coolest part, being with family, and I couldn't really even describe it anymore. It was like a blur. It really was, and I think everything happens for a reason, and that's something that I really sticked with to this day. And to be able to celebrate that with my friends and family is something that means the most, obviously.
This is sort of for you, Kade, and also for you, Scott. I mean, this is going to be a different year because basically they've told you they're taking the ball away from you. So how hard is that going to be for you in the upcoming months? And then sort of, Scott, if you will, like what is the plan instead and what will it look like?
You go first. Yeah. For me, obviously, I'm a competitor. I want to pitch as much as I can. But I think the Mariners have already a plan for me. And to get in the weight room and get stronger, get bigger, is something that I think is going to be valuable to my success in my career. And just to put on that weight is something that for the long run will help me out once I become a Mariner.
Yeah, and for the most part, tomorrow morning he'll fly down to Peoria, get in with all of our PD staff and our high-performance staff, and just start laying the groundwork for a good off season. Basically, what he said, you know, the nutrition, the HP, just getting him some rest to rebuild and be prepared for his first spring training will be the biggest thing for him. And probably going to be the hardest thing for him as well because it's the first time without baseball and throwing the ball around. But at some point this probably fall or you know late winter, early spring, he'll get back on the mound. But for the most part, it's just getting himself right for that first spring.
We got a chance to talk a little bit to Luke Stevenson, the catcher who was taking the supplementary round, and he talked about how he wants to be a servant to his pitching staff. Like it's really like team forward, pitching forward mindset. I was wondering if you had a chance to connect with him because we know that the Mariners like to put a battery together. We saw it with Cal Raleigh and Logan Gilbert, sort of a forced friendship, if you will. So have you had a chance to connect with him yet?
No, but I was the first person to follow him on Instagram as soon as he got selected. That's what I was most excited for. I'm not sure if he was 33 or 35th pick or something like that. And man, my eyes were glued to the screen, hoping for something like that to happen, and it did.
At LSU, you were a honor roll student. A lot of discipline in the classroom. How does that kind of apply to the art of pitching as well, and especially when you're not getting the ball immediately with the franchise?
Yeah, I think it's that was my job at the time. You gotta take school seriously in order to play. And now that I'm a Mariner, it's my job to continue to develop and kind of work on my craft. And now that school is not necessarily my forte anymore, that I'm focused on baseball right now and whatever it takes.
Derek, from your vantage point, what did you see in Kade's ascent this season overall, and perhaps even more so, what was going through your head when he was still there at number 3?
Yeah, it was very exciting, but Kade was an easy one. I mean, you go back to what we believe in as scouts. He checks every box, like athlete, 4 pitches, can execute a game plan. What really kind of stands out is everybody you talk to within LSU and even dating back to high school is they talk about his character, his ability to get better every day, and his just determination. So.
Got a Rick in the side here.
This is for Scott Boros. Scott, during this process, what have you learned about this young man that we're going to find out when he gets here?
We're very fortunate because Jim Pizzolato of our staff certainly has watched Kade since 2020. So we've got a chance to really know the Anderson family and all the people involved. And it's great to watch someone intellectually and physically advance year after year after year, because that's what professional baseball is about. A lot of work and discipline. And the main thing is the character and the happiness that he exudes while he's doing it. It's not particularly easy to go to LSU as a freshman. It's a big burden, a lot of expectation, particularly when you're from Louisiana. And to measure that, handle it, and aspire, and really within a year's time become a national champion and pitch on the biggest stage, it says a lot about his learning aptitude, about his abilities, and the being able to take what's given to him at every step and advance with it.
Kate, I think the feeling is that you could once you start, you could advance pretty quickly through the system. I'm wondering what you think you need to be better at, or improve at, or grow with in order to make that happen and maybe get to the majors, sooner than expected.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of dedicated to the plan that the Mariners have for me. And when you kind of take day by day, it kind of makes it easier on you. You never really get too far ahead of yourself. And when that day comes, obviously it'll be really cool. And but just really toning in on, I think, everything. There's always room for improvement in every area. And just I think for me right now, obviously the goal is to gain a lot of weight and get stronger, and then get ready for a season that I've never really experienced before. It'll be a lot of games, and I need to be ready to go for when that happens.
Kate, I know you guys are talking about, laying the foundation and that being the priority first, and not to get ahead, but, the pitching staff of the Mariners has kind of been almost a group of mad scientists just kind of tinkering with everything year over year. Has there been any single pitch from anyone in this rotation that you've identified that would be cool to learn or play with once you establish the foundation and everything you've been talking about?
Yeah, I think Brian Wu's fastball comes to mind a little bit. Obviously, he's an outlier. So I think that'll be cool. And like I said so many times, that you pick up from everybody, and pick up on things that people bring to the table, and just kind of learning from other guys, and bringing some of my things to the table as well, to kind of continue to pick the brains of other guys. And I think that's what it's all about. It's kind of like the game of golf, and you're always kind of striving to get better as it goes on.
You talked a little bit in our previous meeting about your winning mindset. Obviously, the Mariners are the lone team that has never made a World Series appearance. What does that mean to you? Do you take that as a personal goal to help bring this team there?
Yeah, I came here to win, obviously, and they picked a winner, honestly. And when I was at LSU, we obviously won, and I think that was something that was obviously the coolest moment of my life. And just to have that opportunity to play for the Mariners, and obviously I think everyone's goal is to win, and it's a lot easier said than done, obviously. And I think that's one thing that I can bring to the table, that I've experienced those kind of things. And I think it starts with the people that are in the locker room, and I think that I really believe in that.
Kate, to build off of the competitor aspect, I know Mariners fans are thrilled to hear about that. You tweeted after being drafted that you were grateful to be, selected by Seattle. Have you seen the outpouring of excitement from the fan base? And, obviously you talk about being a competitor and wanting to help bring a World Series here. Is there anything else you'd want to let them know about the player and the person that they're going to be rooting for as you begin your Mariners journey?
Yeah, I've seen that. I haven't known about the Mariners organization and the fan base that's behind it. There's a lot of fans that are really dedicated to the Mariners, and that's something that I've kind of learned over the past couple of days, and super excited to eventually bring home the World Series to the city.
Anything else? Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Hey, good.
Thank you.